Hello and welcome back to Yo-tas Kitchen. I wanted to show you the rest of the ingredients for this recipe that I'm using. I chopped up very coarsely, they're not fine, about a half a cup of dill, and that's because I don't want them finely chopped. I just want you to be able to see it throughout the recipe. This was 2 small to medium size onion chopped. The koukia, or the fava beans, this was, when you saw them in the pods, I had purchased 2 pounds of them, and this is what's remaining. I also took 5 small potatoes and cut them into wedges. I quartered them. I have the lemon juice of 1 lemon, and I have some beef. Hello and welcome back. I wanted to show you it's chopped, I don't know why I keep saying chopped meat, but it's basically stew meat, or this was, for instance, a London broiler was on sale. I buy them when they're on sale when it's a good price, and then I cut them up into pieces if I'm making a stew of some sort. So this was frozen, and I defrosted them, and then I put about a tablespoon of flour throughout this whole thing, tossed them in, and then put salt and pepper on top of it. Now, you know, if you find a good sale, why not just take it and, you know, purchase it and have it for when you need it. But you can substitute chicken for this, or you don't have to put any beef or chicken in it at all. If you use chicken, just make sure you cook it a little less, because chicken, especially the chicken breast, because that's what you would be using if you're going to be cutting them up, take a little less time to cook. So my oil has been warming up, and to that I'm going to be adding my chopped onion. Now once the onions become translucent, I'm going to be adding the beef that I have floured, and that will also thicken, the flour will thicken the sauce as I get to that stage. But I'm going to let you go right now, and I will bring you back when I'm about to put all of it together. Okay, so here's my meat. I have it sauteing, as you can see. I don't really want them to brown too much. I just want them to get the flavor of the onion. And then I'm going to be adding my potatoes. I'm going to salt and pepper them. And then I'm going to be adding a little bit of water in there. About 1.5 cups. I am going to just stir it a little bit. I am going to put the lid on this, and I am going to turn it lower. I'm going to lower it a little bit, maybe medium heat, and let it cook for approximately a half an hour together like this. And then I'll come back and add the rest of the ingredients. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. As you can see, my potatoes and my meat have been cooking. They've been cooking for about 35 minutes. I had them on medium heat, and I had the cover on, and I just took it off. So as you can see, it's still going. And to that, I am going to add my lemon juice of 1 lemon. Okay, one little pit went in there, but that's okay because it's little. It's not going to harm anyone, although I don't like it in my dish. So there you go. So I have the lemon in, and here are my artichokes, and I'm just going to take them out of the water and place them in here. There you go. I'm going to give them a stir just to get them in here. I'm going to turn them around. And I'm going to add the dill to them. I'm not going to add the fava beans or the koukia yet because they don't take as long to cook and I don't want them to be mushy. So I'm going to add my dill. And I'm not going to add the whole half cup. I'm going to just about a tablespoon less, but you can add it if you want. I mean, a tablespoon is not going to be too much or too little. Now, in about another half an hour, I'm going to come back, check it, see the tenderness of the potatoes and the meat and the artichokes. And at that time, I'm going to taste it a little bit to see if there's enough salt and pepper in here and if there's enough lemon, if it tastes lemony enough. And if it doesn't, at that point, I will add a little more. I will add the koukia or the fava beans, and I will let it cook until done. And I will be back to show you that next step. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to Yo-tas Kitchen. I just wanted to show you the meal and what it looks like right now. So I ended up cooking the meat and the potatoes for about 35 minutes. And then I added the artichokes after that 35 minutes, as well as the dill and the lemon juice. So right now, half an hour has passed, and I just added the fava beans, the koukia. And I just want to taste it. It was starting to thicken up also because of the flour, and so the sauce was thickening up. I can't even talk, excuse me. And I added a little bit more water, about 1/4 of a cup, just to prevent any sticking and to continue letting it cook. So what I'm going to do now is just taste it. Lemony enough. I do not need any more lemon. And what I'm going to end up doing, because I just added the koukia, I just want to make sure that I also season them. Make sure I add some salt. I'm going to let them cook for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and taste it and make sure everything is cooking correctly and that it's about done. And at that point, I will also check on the meat tenderness, and if I feel that it needs a little more, I will let it cook a little more. If not, you know, then I'll take it off the stovetop. I also lowered the heat only because the sauce was thickening and I don't want anything to burn. So when I come back in about 10-15 minutes, I will show you that result. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome back to Yo-tas Kitchen. So I've been cooking my my artichoke and my fava beans for an additional 20 minutes. They weren't cooked. I tasted the meat, and because I cut it in small chunks, they're perfect. They're cooked. Now, if you happen to use chicken, if you cut the pieces of meat a little bigger, just make sure that in the beginning when I'm cooking them with the potatoes, that you cook the meat maybe another, maybe first 15 minutes by themselves before the potatoes, because the meat needs, depending on its size and how you cut it, it's going to need more, let's say, cooking time than the potatoes will, or the artichokes will, or even the fava beans. So the fava beans have been cooking here for at least 20 minutes with it simmering. And I just want to put it on the plate just to show you what it looks like. So here it is. And when my yaya used to make this, She used to make this sometimes just by itself. She made it with chicken. Mostly, I don't remember her making it with beef, but this is my recipe. And this is a fantastic meal. It tastes really good. It's like a stew, but it's an artichoke and fava bean stew with some stew meat and potatoes. So there you go. Putting up the plate just to show you what it looks like. And you can bring it to your guests like that. You can cut the artichokes in half. You could add a few extra artichokes. I used 4, but you could use, let's say, 6 or 8. And then just adjust the lemon juice or the lemon juice, or maybe the salt and pepper and dill that you might use, or even the fava beans. So there you have it. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you when I'm making the next meal. Thank you very much. And before you take it out to your guests, just make sure you put a little bit of parsley for garnish, just to dress it up a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Yo-tas Kitchen with artichoke and fava bean stew. Thank you.